That's right, you are now listening to Tommy Tom's One Mic. Warning, this podcast contains explicit language, triggering or sensitive topics, and controversial discussions. Thank you so much for tuning in to Tommy Tom's One Mic.
I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Split personality, you know it's I. You never seen my kind, never seen a fucking sliver or a slice. I'm the butcher, choice cuts, know I'm nice. You got beef? I got waggle with a knife. Now I'm gonna be wrapping up bodies up at night. Like Ray Charles, y'all know I'm out of sight. Now I'm gonna be slaying niggas, cause you know I love the life. Yo, you gotta read between the lines. I'm only gonna be moving when I'm read through all the signs. Johnny Mnemonic, I got an upgraded mind. This is for the rebels and their revolutionary minds. Cybernetic linguistics, you know I'm on my mind. Prototype the new dimension, man, that shit is mine. Future is creation and creation is sublime. Make your own legend, only happens with time.
Let's hit the mic.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tommy Tom and One Mic. I have a special guest with me today. Talk to the guitarist of this band. Now we got the bassist here with us, Mr. Thomas Murray. How you doing, Tom?
Doing well, Tommy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, hey, thank you for coming in on here and all that. You know, a few weeks ago, I got to talk to Jesse. You know, we chopped it up for a little bit and all that. And, you know, I've been in my group chat with you guys for the show we're planning. And I was like, yeah, you know what? The one that seems to respond to the quickest and most is Tom. Let me see if I can get him. Let's see if I can get him in the podcast here, because that's probably the easiest one to try and get.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty quick with the responses. I'm always game.
Yep. You know, I think we met maybe a year and a half ago. Probably over a year and a half ago. Right there. Yep. Before we started recording, complimented the facial hair. First time I met Tom, he was rocking the porn stash. I was impressed. I did that for the show before that. Who would have known that was the idea, you know? We could have been twin Toms. Well, cookies and cream version, I guess.
Yeah.
Cookies and cream version. So that would have been fun, you know? But it was a good time, you know. Even ended the night together at a diner. Unplanned. For those listening, Static in the Attic, the band both Tom, Jesse, and their drummer Jules is a part of. They did one of my shows up here in upstate New York, and I got them a hotel room. And after we got Tom and Jesse back to the hotel, and as we're leaving, with my friend, we were like, you know, let's stop at the diner. We'll get something to eat. We go in there. As we're sitting, I just kind of make the joke. Like, it'd be funny if those two just kind of like stumbled over here or something over here. I go to the bathroom, and when I come out, there the two of them are sitting at a table. Nobody aware of each other at this point in time, I could tell. And I just go walk over and say hello, and we got to watch Jesse gorge himself with food.
Oh, God, he got too much food. So much food.
We just like all of us got like a kind of one meal, kind of breakfast thing. He got like 3 meals and like crab cakes and stuff. And he was so excited about it. So excited. And he barely touched any of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, this looks so good.
I think I ate his leftovers the next morning for breakfast.
Probably. It was a good time. You know, I enjoy Static and all that. I met Jesse beforehand, and I kept hearing he has his own band. It's way different. And I was like, all right, I'll let him play. Let's do it. And you guys have become little favorites of some of the people. They do enjoy.
It's always a fun crowd at the LLL shows.
Yep. Yeah, those good times and all that. Going bigger, going stronger and all that. That's a whole goal.
Yeah.
Getting different people together just to see what happens and whatnot.
Yeah. Varied combos always yield new and exciting results, right?
Oh yeah. You know, you have you guys, the rock band, and we got like some R&B singers or rap artists just to switch it up. They have all different types.
Yeah, I was always surprised at some of the talent you brought in too. I'm not gonna be able to remember her name, but there was one girl that played the piano and sang.
Gail.
Yeah, she was
Yep.
awesome.
Oh yeah, she rocked it. She definitely rocked it on the stage and whatnot. Yeah, that was always something I find like people that I know that aren't like known. You know, these aren't the people you're going to hear on the radio just yet. And sometimes that's better.
Yes.
Let's be honest, most of the time that's better. It's something different. It's not the same rehashed thing.
Yeah. Still a little rough around the edges. They got the little bit of bite to them still.
You can tell it's not manufactured. It's
No.
definitely
Nobody likes it that way.
I can say for watching you guys play, you can tell the connection of you guys just having fun with each other. You know, the random solo, bass solo, drum solo. You guys throw those at each other.
Yeah. I think that's what always makes us playing together so exciting. Is it's like we stopped using set lists a long time ago. I usually try to remember most of the songs, and it's just we're playing this one, and I'm like, let's play that one next, and I'll say it while we're playing, and they're like, yeah, or I'll get a no, and I'm like, oh shit, all right, think of another one. But that on the flies is always really fun. Makes the show unique and interesting.
Yeah, you guys have been together for quite a bit, or at least you've all known each other for quite a bit, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, I remember when you had Jesse on, he said, I think it was 10, 11, 12 years. And it was actually Jules and Jesse started playing together. And then there was a former bass player, John. They were already a band called Generic. And then Jesse and I had started hanging out, just playing guitar, acoustic, and hanging out. I was like, hey, you want to see if I could be in the band? I talked over with them, and they were a 4-piece for a pretty long time. We're going a 3-piece now, 3 or 4 of the years out of that many. But yeah, this is definitely a solid lineup.
Yeah, man, you can see the growth, because I remember looking. I knew there was a 4th one because I always do a deep dive on people that I'm hiring and stuff and all that. You know, if I'm gonna pay you, I want to know who the fuck I'm actually paying. You know, I think that's within my right. I think it's within my right. I mean, I'm not going into your criminal records or anything like that. You know, just checking to see what you guys are about and all of that. But you know, I guess, can you see the evolution of your music and all that? I know for me doing stand up, I see evolution in how I tell jokes or something like that. And that always gets me excited. I look back at my old stuff and I cringe every time I see it. Oh God, it's horrible. Oh, I can't believe I did it like that or something like that. And then because I'm always thinking of where I'm at now, and it's oh shit, it's been 5 years since I did this joke. First started doing this joke, and I can see the evolution in it. That guy up there is a fucking hack. I can't believe that was me.
Yeah, so technically the first album we recorded 4-piece. To listen back to that album, and of course we were kids. If I remember right, Jules' parents actually paid for our recording, because they were no, we want you kids to get it in there and do it and check it out. Not having any idea what recording was like. That album sounds terrible. But after that, there was another one we did. That one was okay, a little better. Still, definitely looking back, cringeworthy. Whereas now the one we're about to release, having been in the studio for the 3rd time, it's all right, this is solid, you know. But it's like what you're talking about, always looking forward and evolving. You know, I'm always in the future thinker and looker. And like you said, every night you look back and you're like, ooh, okay, that was me. Yep.
Oh, I did that. Oh, I did that. Oh, oof. No, I said it's not always the funnest thing to do. To always look back there. Ooh. But sometimes at the same time, you gotta kind of you always have to remember where you came from, just to be the motivation towards that future thought of all right, if I was this when I first, now I'm here. I wonder when I'm gonna be over here.
Yeah, well, I've never done that. I feel like I should start doing that. Is like, so you have now, look at where you were, and based on where you were and the change to now, what would be the change from now to the future? That seems like a cool way to look at where you're headed.
It acts like a kind of motivation in a sense. Like for these 5 years, I always had like certain goals or something. I know I'm not in like any race or anything like that. It's like, all right, I'm going to take this slow to actually build and all that. But I need kind of goals for myself. Like that first year, it was just open mics, just going down to the city, do whatever open mics I can, just to get comfortable and familiar on the stage. After that, then I started doing like little bringer shows and all that, and trying to do that. Then I started doing the producing shows and trying to do more each time. Each year, you know, it's like, all right, I need to take it another step.
Yeah.
And just keep on building from that. This way, it's like I don't get too comfortable where I'm at.
Yes.
I think a lot of people, like a lot of performers, I think sometimes they get a little comfortable where they're at, and I don't want to say it kills their motivation or drive, but it stagnates it in the sense that, oh, I know I can play here and whatnot, or I can perform here, but you're not looking to those other places. It's like, well, I haven't been here yet. I haven't done this yet. You're just like, that's more work than I really want to do. Some people are like that,
right?
You know? And for me, it's like I can't be like that. I gotta keep going because it's, you know, maybe before I got into stand up, I think I don't know if I said this while I was in rehab. I was like, I was a serial quitter. I always would start stuff and then end up quitting, just like stopping. Just being like, you know, I did acting classes, I did, you know, I play piano, I did a lot of shit, but I never followed through.
Right, took it and kept getting better at it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when I started doing this, it's like, I got to do this differently. I got to keep going with this. And really, I say I only did it for 5 years. Let me tell you, that's probably the longest I've committed to something. I mean, I've never been, my relationships have lasted 6 days, okay? That's the longest I've been official boyfriend to any girl. Yeah, so my commitment level, this is a big thing for me. Big thing for me.
This is the real love of your life.
Yeah. It's the only love I can get, Tom. Don't rub it in. Jesus.
Oh, I wasn't saying that.
No. It's just like, no, you know, it was a choice. It's always a choice for people, is how much you're actually going to put into something. And I still see it with a lot of people where it's like, we have all these hopes and dreams and we talk about it, but then it's like, take that next step, you know? And that used to be like my big issue with a lot of people. And I realized, oh shit, the reason that pisses me off about people is because that's what the fuck I'm doing. I'm a goddamn hypocrite. I can't talk about it if I'm not being about it, I guess you can say. So
that's true.
Gotta make the changes and shit. And so people can still talk shit about me, but now it's a little harder in the sense of like, no, I'm backing up everything I say. There's nothing that I'm saying to you that I'm not backing up now. Yeah, there's still, you have your faults and falters and all that, but it's just a mentality I personally like to maintain.
Yeah, I feel like it's like paramount as an artist too. I used to notice that like when I taught at Keystone for a while. Like I also would do this the same. I'd be like, oh, I'm thinking about making like this thing and trying this out. And after I would say it like 4 or 5 times and I still didn't do it, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to say another word until I actually start doing it. So it was like, oh yeah, he's still talking about that thing.
You see it everywhere, you know? And I think definitely with, and I've talked to pretty much most of the performers about it, it's like during the pandemic, it's sink or swim time. It's like, all right, are you going to let this just be the dictator? Oh, I can't do anything, and just use that excuse. You know, I don't want to say it's an excuse for people, but at the same time, where, as corny as it is, where there's a will, there's a way. You can find something to do.
Yes.
Especially in this like new era of technology we have. We're not in like the 1800s and all that, where it's like, oh shit, oh, we can't. Well, at the same time, it's 1800s, we'd probably all be dead if we had a corona shit like that.
Yeah, sure.
But,
Actually, it's like a comfortable roadblock for a lot of people. They're like, oh, okay, this is where it stops.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I was playing music, the pandemic came, and I couldn't get any gigs, so, that was it. It's like, okay, did you try and do anything else, though?
Yeah.
Like,
I know we did like a bunch of the like live stream shows. Now we're kind of looking at like, what's that?
I said I've seen all the postings and shit like that. I'm not sure. I gotta check my email. I think Jesse May sent, because I know you guys did a drive-in show.
Yeah, that was in person. That was awesome.
Yeah. That was like, because you guys are in PA, so I don't know what the exact restrictions. I don't know if you guys are as fucking ridiculous as New York.
It's close, if not just about as ridiculous. It's always different everywhere you go. Usually it's like 50%, 20, somewhere between 50 and 20% capacity is what a lot of places are doing. Which for like a venue, that's tough because now it's like that many less people you're getting in the door to buy drinks and food.
It's like you're giving the, 15, 20%. It's like that's the number of people you're really allowed. It's like 25 people or like 15 people. Yeah. And it's like, oh, even for venues, that is tough. That's just like, oh, what's the benefit? And it's like, all right, so I just open for all this, and what am I going to do? I never did any of the digital mics or stuff. I'd see them, to just kind of be like, yeah, no, I need that interaction if I'm going to do that. Oddly enough, I think the 19th I will be emceeing like a charity thing, charity talent show. So
that's cool.
So that should be interesting. I was like, I haven't done. We had our first meeting yesterday, and we were just talking. I was like, I haven't done any of these, but I'm down. I gotta take the challenges, and like I said, I'm entering year 5, so now it's like, all right, take on new challenges, do stuff, and all of that. I mean, I can't do my normal material, especially if it's a charity for kids. So
yeah,
I'm a little more censored on that. I'll be a little more censored in PC. But hey, I grew up very church going and all of that. I mean, I didn't drink Pepsi or Coke because it had caffeine, and I wasn't allowed to drink caffeinated drinks for like a while.
Wow.
There's different things, just like with like any religion. But yeah, I was raised Mormon. There's certain things. I mean, I used to go to seminary every morning before school. It's like a religious class. So
what time did you have to wake up for that?
I was up at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Go the opposite direction of where my school was. After the seminary class, I would come back. I'd pass my house and keep going to the direction to school.
Oh man, that's rough.
Like, my dad would drive me at first when I still didn't have my license in like 9th and 10th grade. Then I started doing the drive. Which, sorry, mom and dad, if you hear this. After that, then I would at least have like a joint or something with me. So for the at school, and because now I had the excuse, the teachers knew I was going to seminary class because it was like an open thing. It became like an open knowledge, I think, my sophomore year. Yeah, it was my sophomore year. And we had 6 periods instead of like 9. So first, 5th, and 6th were like hour-and-a-half long classes.
Damn.
And then the middle was shorter because those were the lunch periods. So my last class was my advanced math class. And I sit there, and sometimes I just like I'd be tired. So I'd be like going to sleep almost and all that. And the teacher's like, I don't understand why you're so tired. Why you're so hard. And I was like, I go to seminary every morning before that. And I never got shit from any teacher ever again because she's like, oh my God, I had no idea that's what you're doing every morning. That's crazy. And a lot of the kids had no idea that's what I was doing either. It was just one of those, yeah, why am I so tired? I'll tell you why I'm so fucking tired. Right here. Here we go.
4:30.
Yeah. So I'm good with the PC. I can do PC pretty easily. I played that role pretty well through most of my life. That it was like, oh yeah, I'll be the good kid throughout middle school, elementary, middle school, high school, and college is when it took a turn. It's like, Tommy Unleashed. I'm done.
Yeah, buddy.
Right now. Yeah, I didn't turn out the best, but it worked.
I think you turned out dynamite.
Hey man, you gotta take those faults. Every failure and shit, it always leads to something.
Yeah, there are always lessons. Growth.
I like asking a lot of the performers that I get to interview and all that. If not necessarily like your favorite show. Usually it's the same one, but like, was there a show that you did or something that you kind of looked out there and you're like, yes, like it all clicked. That it was like, this is what I should be doing.
I'm not. There's been a number of shows where it's like you're kind of up there. It's when there's like a bigger crowd and it's like a little more of a production. Like there's like the sound team and there's like 6 dudes on it, the giant stage, flown lights. There's been about I don't know, like 5 or 6 of those shows. There was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is it. But that drive-in show was probably one of the bigger crowds on like a big production stage and lighting and sound team like that. That one felt really, really good. The weirdest thing that I always go back to it. It was when I was in college. A friend of ours. Well, I guess I can talk about this now at this point. Our high school band teacher was actually in our band for like a hot minute, but he used to come up to Keystone to hang out with me a lot. And I remember the one time we definitely didn't smoke weed yet. Like I was like sober, and we were like driving in the car, and he was about to come to a stop sign, and like it was like a weird out of body vision. Like I was eyes open and everything, and I remember. I was like I was transplanted to being on stage, thousands of people, and it was just like that feeling of like, oh shit, we did it. And all of a sudden I was back and I was like, dude, you'll never guess just what happened. I remember he looked at me like, what the hell's the matter with you? Did you do something before I got here? But that was like a real, like, oh shit, this is the future. I knew that. And I'm like, this is definitely what I'm supposed to be doing. That was pretty awesome. I keep like, every now and then I'll think about that. I'm like, man, when is that going to happen? Yeah, pretty much like big stage, large crowd. That usually seals the deal. But even like, I don't know, an intimate, smaller crowd in like a dynamite venue. I've also had the same feeling with that, Like I've always been of the mind, like even if we get to be like a large touring band, like the ability to still play a small club intimately is like just as important as like a big show like that to me.
Usually the larger ones, I don't want to say like the applause is kind of bought already, in the sense that like they've already paid for it. They've already come with this expectation that they're gonna have fun.
Yeah. And it's almost like a crowd mentality where like so many people start to clap, everybody just feels the need to clap.
Yeah, like Steve Martin, I think in his book, when he talks about when he stopped doing stand-up, was I think he had some skit with like a ukulele or something that would come down, he'd catch it and he'd do something with it. And one time it fucked up. Like something happened that it didn't go according to plan, but the crowd still was laughing, the same laugh. And then it kind of clicked. He's like, "Oh, you guys aren't laughing because of the joke. You're laughing because it's me."
Mm.
And as like a performer, that's like a different thing. And that's when he stopped. He's like, there's no enjoyment in it as the same. And I know plenty of big time comics. They want to announce it. They'll just go to a club just to get that raw reaction and all that. But there's that thing. You become too big. The applause, the cheers, and all that is more so for the name than the material. So it's always trying to keep that humbleness with you. Of like, all right, I need somebody to just tell me, "Hey, you guys gotta suck. You wanna step it up or something." Just a little kick in the ass or something, or like you actually have to work to get the audience.
That should always be the case, I'd hope. But yeah, like you said, you never know when you get to a certain level. It's bought paid for already. I wonder if I don't know. I imagine hopefully sometime it'll happen. We've never really had any like hecklers or like difficult people at any shows, but I've heard like watching some like Two Bear One Cave podcast, Tom and Bert talking about that. Like they're like heckler battles. I'm like, I wonder if we'll ever have like a heckle battle.
Now musicians don't have to deal with that too much because they got the music. I think with comics, the biggest thing, I think, at least this is my belief, the major difference between musicians and comics performing is that it's easier for musicians to say, "You can't do what I do." When comics
I see.
There is this kind of mentality from people that are like, "I'm funny. I can do that." So it's like, why does he get to go on stage and do it? Some part of the show or something. I've seen that issue with, I've had people reach out to talk to me about like doing stand up or something. And the thing I always tell them is, hey, just do it. Go find a mic and do it. And so if I have any information on mics, I'll give it to them.
Right.
And I know there's instances where I gave one guy information and all that. I've since blocked and deleted him off my social media. He knew one of my friends who gave him my information because he was like talking about doing his stand-up. So I was like, "Oh, I have a friend who does it." He gave him my information. I'd known the guy, and I didn't really know him. I've known of him, I guess you get to say. And I gave him information to go to this mic. And I guess after, one of my friends that works at the place that they're doing it, he sends me a video of the MC taking this dude to task because he got shit-faced drunk and just started being disrespectful to all the comics.
Oh.
How they weren't funny or something, that he was so much more funnier than them. And these are the comics I've had at my shows. Like all the comics that I've performed at my shows. And whatnot. So he's just saying this to all of them and all that. And I was like, oh, shit. And I wiped my eyes, like, my apologies for that. And like, "Oh, you're the one that said that guy?" It's like, "Oh, we had no idea," and all that. But yeah, he was a jackass and all that. It's like, you got to respect the game at the same time. And I talk about bombing a lot, because I've had my fair share of bombs. It's like, there's some people that just can't grasp that concept that to do the thing that you like, there's times you're going to suck and you're not going to be the best. But there's some people that are just like, "Oh, no, I don't want to bomb." But
like, where's your learning going to come from if you don't?
And some people, that one bomb, that's it. They're done. They're done.
Wow.
They kind of give up. It's like, "Oh, I don't like that feeling." It's like, nobody likes that fucking feeling. Nobody does.
Yeah.
But it comes with the territory of being a performer.
Yeah, that's where like all your growth comes. You gotta like almost sit with that feeling and be like, you gotta figure out what happened to get that, and then that's where you improve, like finding the fault and like moving forward, getting better.
You need that feeling so you can work to not have to feel that way again.
Yeah, you got a rainy day to appreciate a sunny day.
There we go. Philosophy.
Yeah.
That, you know what? There we go. I got the title for this episode: Philosophy with the Toms.
Yeah. Oh,
But
actually, the one time I remembered one, like, this was like the only like real like heckler thing, and it was actually a kid like I grew up, like I went to kindergarten with him. We played soccer as kids and shit. He kind of got to be a little bit of a d bag toward the end of high school, and our friendship got really weird because like I didn't really want to be around him anymore because who he like kind of turned into. But the show was in Bloomsburg, which him and a lot of other my high school friends ended up going to Bloomsburg. We had some gigs there, and I remember one time he always gets like real hammered and turns it into more of an asshole. I can't remember what it was. He was like more focused on like, all right, get done playing so we can go do this thing. I want you to go here. And it was like, I'm kind of technically here because we're playing. But he was being like such a jackass, like I think he grabbed my guitar. He was like at the mic. He was like pushing the mic toward my mouth more. I was like so close to like stopping playing and hauling off and punching him in the face. But luckily somebody else had seen what he was doing and like they pushed him out and they got him out. But that was actually probably the worst like heckle experience. And from a childhood friend nonetheless.
yeah, no. Well, I think you've seen a couple. I think every show I've done for the Yellow Showcase at some point, I get into it with a local. At some point,
that Native American gentleman. I think he's Native American. He seems very Native American.
I have no idea.
He always gets real hammered. And he's like crazy, obnoxious, and wacky.
Oh, you're talking not you're talking one more time.
Yes.
One more time. That guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when Jesse and Sarah played, Sarah had a pretty bad flip out about that dude. It's the point that she pretty much walked off stage and then Jesse played solo for a bit.
Oh wow.
She was not in the mood for it.
I could feature that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll bad mood, bad heckler, it's storm for a recipe for something.
It's usually not that bad, and like I think my shows don't attract the local attention too much. They just show up.
Yeah.
For Sarah and Jesse, their music does attract their attention. So you'll see them and then they know them. So it's like, oh, we're friends. We're all best friends and all that. So there's a little thing. I don't know if Jesse ever showed you the video of the Saw guy.
No.
Showed up like when they first opened back up doing shows, and they came, and I got together with them.
Is that the Tuesday thing?
Yeah, this is before they started doing the Tuesday thing. This is actually the show that started their like Tuesday extravaganza or whatever. I forget exactly what it was called. And a dude showed up with like a handsaw in his hand.
What?
Stick. So he just puts the saw in between his legs and starts like hitting it with a stick to make sound.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have the same video. I might actually send it to you if I can find it.
Like, was he trying to play along with the song that way?
Yeah, he started asking if they knew certain musicians and songs and all that. He's like, I can play along with you guys and all that.
What?
And they're just doing a sweet thing. But I'm not playing. So while they're up on stage, I'm stuck with Saw Dude. Trying to give me life advice and starts telling me about how the dude down the street who was staying at his house ended up fucking his wife and they're together now, like years ago. And he's like, yeah, but I can't hate him because he's been raising my kids and all of that. And it's just going like deep, like Jerry Springer shit on me, right?
Whoa.
fucking telling me you'll change when you have your own kids and all that. I'm like, I don't know if that's going to happen. He's getting like, there's no social distancing with these people. That he's just getting right in my face, just like telling me like, oh, no, man, you're going to change. You say that now. You say that now. I was like, man, I've been saying that since I was 12, but okay, I get it. And it's just like one of those things. It's like, oh, I just gotta say this. Why do I attract this every time? I mean, I know why I attract it, but it's just one of those things sometimes, and I could get mad and like flip out about it, but it's more so just playing with it and all that, and just like they gotta do stand up, This is how I get and hatred towards people. I just gotta just make them into jokes now. That's the way to do it.
I feel like the other thing too, like the good part about being a comic is it's like definitely, for the most part, like a solo act. Like nobody can be like, "Hey, let me tell these jokes with you." You have to be like, "Oh,
it's my nightmare."
The song.
Yeah. Hey man, I got this joke. You can use it or something like that. And it's just, I'm never going to fucking use your joke. Okay, just stop.
That song reminded me of one. I actually felt bad about it afterward, and I actually had some coworkers be like, "Dude, what's wrong with you?" We played a festival, and I remember I hadn't watched the show Trailer Park Boys all that much up until that point.
Oh shit!
Like seen bits and pieces, and I remember him like saying like, "Oh, dude, like one of the guys from Trailer Park Boys is gonna be at the festival. Like he's coming." That's so cool! Hell yeah! And we were just about to start, and we were kind of like getting our stuff together, sound checking, and sort of. And this, what appeared to me just like this random ass drunk dude, just like gets on the stage. Now, it wasn't really a stage; we were kind of playing on the ground, but he just walks up and he's like singing stuff into the mic, like blah, blah, blah. He's like, "Come on, play something. Let's do a song." And I'm like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here!" And come to find out later that was actually Leahy from Trailer Park Boys.
Fucking Leahy! Oh, that's awesome! Oh man. Trailer Park Boys was a big thing my last year in college. That's my boy T-Bass, who's a cop now, was the one that introduced me to that. And we'd just go like every day, get home, smoke up a blunt, watch Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, buddy.
That's fucking awesome. I'm gonna have to share that story. But we reached a good point. I'd like to take a little break right now. When we come back, we're going to answer a little more of the personal things. I know yourself, you complimented me beforehand about my connects. I'd like to talk about your sculpting and all that I've always heard about, and I've tried to always get you to bring to some of these shows. Yeah. So we'll talk a little more and get a little deeper into who Tom is right after this. We'll be right back. And we're back. It's Tommy Tom here, and I'm with my boy Thomas Murray from Stacking in the Attic, the basis extraordinaire, facial hair extraordinato.
Nice one.
I'm trying to work those. I'm going to just stick with the regular stuff, though. I'm clearly not that talented for those yet.
I'm going to borrow the extraordinato. I like that one.
Extraordinato?
It's like extraordinaire and aficionado all in one.
Yeah. Can you tell I was a writing major in college?
Yeah, making your own words.
It was just professional writing. So, it wasn't English. I'm not a master of the English language. I can edit the shit out of a paper, though.
I heard you dynamite at Cantonese, though.
No, yeah? Yeah.
That was my poor attempt at a joke. I'm sorry. I'll leave it to you.
You can do the joke. You can do the joke. So I just put that under the my friend's asking. Oh yeah, I know a joke. I got a joke for you, bud. Yeah, I had one friend actually accused me of stealing his joke one time. I've never wanted to break somebody's face in my life. It's a basic joke of saying, "Oh yeah, being bisexual isn't equal." a girl can be bisexual. That's fine. A guy can't be bisexual. And I think my thing was like, there's no middle ground for a guy in saying that he likes dick. You know, a girl comes out as bi, it's celebrated, or it's just treated as like, okay, whatever. Guy comes out as bi, there is this kind of like thing of like, it'll be celebrated, but in the background there will be some people just being like, no, you like dick. There's no middle ground on that. Like, and I think like my closing line is like, so until the time I can have a dick in my mouth and not be considered gay, I gotta take a stand against this whole sexuality thing or something. And like after the show, and he did it in a dickish way, in that like after the show, he's like, "Oh man, that was a good joke," and all that. I just thought, and I thought he was like, actually, I was like, "Oh yeah," and I started like explaining it, and he's like, "Nah, that was my joke. I mean, it's cool, you can use it and all that." Like he did one of those, and it's just like, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to my other friends right now, because if I keep talking to you.
Wow, what a D.
Yeah, he is. But now, Tom, I want to know about the sculpting. All right, because like from the first show, because I had artists bringing stuff, all I heard about was Jesse was the one that brought up, "Oh no, Tom does sculpting. It'd be dope if you bring some of his sculptings. I've yet to see these sculptings at my shows."
So I mean, since I stopped teaching at Keystone, I actually haven't really made like too many sculptures. I actually just make a lot of model kits now. Like I'm big into Star Wars stuff. But the reason, so everything I made was either metal or glass, and I don't know why I got in my head of like not making like really small things, but I would make like something that's like 2 feet square or something like that.
No.
Consequently, everything weighed like 80 to 100 pounds. And I was like, oh, I have to put like almost 1,000 pounds of my stuff in a vehicle and then check it up and then pull it out and then put it back again. Oh, it just seems so daunting every time I thought about it. But so that's why I didn't end up bringing any. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But I'm just like curious how you got into that.
I need to, well, not that I needed to, but went to college at Keystone and I was like, I'm going to go for art. And I initially went there thinking I'd do like painting or photography. I guess I was like trying to sell it on like, well, if I learn photography, I'm like marketable and I get a job. But I think it was like my sophomore year that I took like sculpture 1 and I was like, yo, this is the shit. Because it was all like casting metal and glass blowing and stuff. And it was part of like my artist statement from like for graduating and like to do with my art and what I made and why. And it went back to, I realized when I was in 3rd grade, my parents took me on a trip to Hawaii. And we got to, when we were there on the big island, Kilauea is the volcano, I think. It was like super active when we went there. So I got to see the lava. Like I remember there was one, it was moving like kind of slow, but it was like, I don't know, 20 feet away from us, not even. And it was just this rolling lava. And it would, you just see it like hit a plant. The plant would just burst into flames. It would roll and hit another one. Super awesome. But I realized the reason I got into like casting metal and glass blowing was it was like the 3rd grade me was coming out and I was able to like manipulate that same molten material kind of. So that's what kind of like drew me into that. And that's why I ended up making sculptures. Like, cause I worked there too, like, and it actually paid like terribly. Like I made like, I don't know, like $10,000 a year working there. So kind of the trade-off of that was like, yeah, you get free range of the whole studio materials. So that was fun for a while.
Well, it sounds interesting. I mean, I am a Lego constructor myself. Connects, I may mold and build a few things myself, but I'm help,
Oh,
you know, but just the Legos and stuff that I can do with that. I'll probably have some for the show in July. I intend to make
oh,
like
hell yeah.
of the venue, so that should be interesting. I got enough time.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have a little bit of OCD, and I did a lot of psychedelics. But
Hell
I gotta
yeah.
do some expanding. I gotta do some expanding with my thing, because I think my main thing is like housing construction stuff and like that. I can do those. I have like a unique thing with that. That would be my specialty. And like,
Yeah, like
yeah,
you said, with being able to like take it apart, looking inside.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fun. What was what was the biggest model you made at Keystone when you actually were blowing and building and stuff like that?
I had one glass sculpture I made that was about somewhere between like 3 feet and like 30 inches tall. It was like a larger. The process was crazy. I always needed like one, two, at least like four. If I had 6 people, that was like optimal. But it would like you have like a blow pipe where you gather the glass on. So I would gather, which is like gather up the glass onto it. And if you meet another person, we would do it like back to back, so the glass was the same temperature. We would do it like 3 times in a row, so you had like a big wad on each side. We would like face each other and point them at each other, keep turning, and then at one point we would stick together. And I had to have like a glove on my other hand because I would grab the other pipe from them, and I would just like kind of like taffy in it. I would just pull it apart, put it back together, pull it, put it, pull it, put it, and then there'd be somebody else ready to take that piece and add it. And we would do that little process. Like, I think for that one, we actually did it like 8 times and just kept putting all those little pieces together into like this giant ass glass piece. It's all like really abstract, watery, gooey looking stuff, but that one was pretty fun to make. It got real intense. I think I'm never good at guessing weight, but it was like easily more than 100 pounds when it was all put together, still on the pipe, hot and like turning it.
Oh, jeez.
It got crazy. Takes like 2 people to turn it, but yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
That sounds it. That's a hell of a process.
Yeah, like for my senior show too, which is like you have like an exhibition. What I did was I made like sound like just soundtracks, like noise, not we call them whale noises. I know you've heard them before. Jesse always introduced me as the either bearded or beardless wonder and the whale noises. It was pretty much like whale noises, but I had like people in the gallery that had like headphones and a device, and like the person would listen to the song while they look at the art piece. That paired really well together. I'm actually still working on making that. What's that?
Do you miss it at all?
Sometimes. I miss being able to like work with the materials. But as far as like teaching / working at Keystone, not particularly, actually. It was, even though it was like a school setting, it was not, it was still vulnerable to like small workplace bullshit, kind of.
Yeah.
There's always those couple people you kind of like never really jive with. And because you have to like work in the same spaces, sometimes you get like that vindictive person that like hide shit, steal shit, fucks with your shit. Or they're like catty.
You get the high school bullshit when it's like, come on now, we're too old.
Yeah, like we work at a college. Like, step up your like social game, stop being a child. So that it wasn't too bad, but the little bit of that I don't really miss. I miss a lot of the students that I had. They were always a lot of fun. was a good time. I just wish I made more money. I would have stayed there if it did.
That's always a thing. You know, it's I like it, but I can't live on this.
Yeah. Well, the most frustrating part is like technically the position I had as like a studio tech. If you went to like a little bit bigger, almost university, but doesn't have to be, where they actually like focus on their art program a little bit, like the job I had, that's like easily a $40,000 a year job. And Keystone just didn't feel the need to invest in their staff as much.
I think that's like most most businesses or most jobs in most cases. Oh man, I'm looking forward to getting back together with you guys. Have some fun, you know.
Yeah, I'll try not to trash the hotel room on you.
Smart stuff. It's not gonna hurt me. But no, you guys and Static, you guys have been together for a while.
Right.
You have any like? I know you guys are working on your album and all that.
Yeah.
Do you have any like goals, say in like next 2-3 years or something you envision that you would like to have happen? I mean, we all want to like get recognized and stuff like that, but maybe like I don't know, something that abstract, like you want to come up with an anthem, some song or something that some sound you want to actually play with or something.
I mean, so obviously everybody very, very well knows by the time they hear about Jesse's guitar playing, and that's I mean, it is what it is. It's a selling point because it's amazing. And like we write a lot of original songs with room for like jamming and improv, because that's like our other kind of forte is to create on the fly. But I would love to have a song that would do really well, that has like the whale noises in it, but like it does well because of the whale noises. They're like, oh, what is that shit? I could dig that.
So that difference, that's something different.
Yeah, because it's never like there are people out there that make like I call it like soundtrack movie video games type music. Mm-hmm. And then you have like, you know, conventional music, lyrics, beats, you know, rhythm. But like, where's the song that has both of those things that does well?
I like it. Be innovative and whatnot.
Like I don't know, like Uptown Funk, like by what's his name?
Wow. Bruno Mars and oh shit,
Mark
Ronson.
Yeah, like that song brought like pop and like EDM right to the middle. They put that beautiful build up and drop in like a catchy song. Like that was a dynamite merge of genres. So I guess I'm trying to make the Uptown Funk of like rock, blues, and like ethereal soundtrack music. Yeah, that's the best way I can put that.
I gotta see if you like this band, Enter Shikari. I know the lead singer, he did a lot of EDM DJing stuff and all that, and they kind of mixed that with like kind of new wave metal, but like they're European, so it's kind of like a weird thing. And a lot of their stuff, they sometimes talk about political stuff. I think my favorite song by the main song that usually gets the people into them is Sorry You're Not a Winner, because it's like the video alone is just them at a house party, and it's just he's there and he's playing with the dials as it's like coming in with the EM and all that, and then they just rock out, and you know he'll do like a scream or something, but then he gets into singing and all that. But probably my favorite is Warm Smiles Don't Make You Welcome Here, and they're essentially trashing all the music that's on the radio. That they're just like, we could pump out Repeated Relics diluted by time or something like that. And he's just pretty much talking about how like, it's all the same. They're just, this is the radio. It just pumps out the same thing over and over again, year after year. And it's just not the same as it used to be. You gotta do something different. I love musicians that go a different way, not the traditional thing or something. I like that, the experimentation where it's like, I've never heard something like that before. Maybe something
Right.
close, but not the same way that it's like, oh, this is something different. This got my attention. I want to check out more about this.
Yes, that was like Bring Me the Horizon. Like my favorite is their like the third album. There's the Hell, Believe Me, We've Seen It. But what I admire them more for and give them more credit is because like their sound kept changing. And at first I was like, well, what the hell are they doing? And they like said it was like, we're not going to make the same album twice. If you're expecting the same shit as the last one, no, it's going to be different. And we're exploring and we're growing. Sounds good to me, dude. I'll keep supporting that.
Yeah, Bring Me Horizon. They're another Euro. I don't know what it is. I've had a thing for the Euro bands since I was in high school. Like high school, I was a Euro metalhead, in which like I loved Nuclear Blast label. Favorite band was like Soilwork. They had In Flames. Nightwish is under that same label and stuff. I wasn't a big Nightwish fan. Knew them and all that, but I don't know. The vocals didn't work for me. But I like that like band that could like tear it up heavy or something, and then they could just bring it back down, and it's like that soft. They could bring the melody with it too. Like you don't have to be hard. It wasn't like I think in high school a lot or something. People called me a poser, but at the same time, I thought they were a poser more so than me. I knew why they called me a poser. They were a poser to me, and the fact is like, yeah, okay, you're gonna listen to Hatebreed, cool, all right, or like, and no offense to any Hatebreed fans or something, but if it's just a dude like screaming into the mic, I was like, I get it, but at the same time, that's not what I want to listen to. I want to actually be able to understand what the person's saying.
At least half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not most of the time. Like, I like those, like, that like, deep growl that somebody can do, where it's, like, it's clear what they're saying, but then they can also switch it up, just to show that range of vocals and stuff sometimes. Just sort of range of sound.
Yeah, that's the skill.
I'll tell you what, Tom, I have kept you here for a little over an hour now. Oh,
good time.
Yeah. Good timing for that. You have anything you would like to plug or anything? Static's social media, your own, if you have anything you want to plug or anything like that, please do so.
Yeah, Static in the Attic. Twitter is Static in the 570. Instagram, Static in the Attic. Facebook. I'd say be on the lookout. We're starting to get like a whole bunch of PR together to sort of release and promote the album coming up. If you want to check out my solo album, I'm working on a second one too. You can find that on SoundCloud. Just look for Thomas Murray, the one that lives in Factoryville, PA. The album Invasive's on there. But yeah, mainly Static in the Attic. Shake Your Monkey Maker. That's the album name.
Yep.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah,
and
thanks, Tom.
Yeah, no problem. And guys, as always, if you're listening to this, you've already found me. But if you'd like to get a little more information or you want to get a little more intimate, not in the Me Too way, you can catch me on Twitter at the TommyTom88 on Twitter and TommyTomPE88 on Instagram. Once again, Tom, it was great talking to you. I mean, it's nice to have somebody who has a great name, such as myself. I think it makes it an easier conversation because, I can just pretend I'm talking to myself, which I do most of the time anyway.
It's very enjoyable to talk to you, too. I'll say for the same reason, too.
It's good. But we already got the title for this already set up there, Philosophizing with the Toms. I think that would be great. And I look forward to talking to you next time. And guys, catch you next time. Peace.
I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Flip personality, you know it's I. You never see my kind, never seen a sliver or a slice. I'm the butcher, choice cuts, know I'm nice. You got beef? I got waggle with a knife. Now I'm gonna be wrapping up bodies up at night. Like Ray Charles, y'all know I'm out of sight. Now I'm gonna be slaying niggas cause you know I love the life. Yo, you gotta read between the lines. I'm only gonna be moving when I'm read through all the signs. Johnny Mnemonic, I got an upgraded mind. This is for the rebels and their revolutionary minds. Cybernetic linguistics, you know I'm on my mind. Prototype the new dimension, man, that